A 32-year-old woman is speaking out tonight about the 21-year-old woman herself who fell into the hands of a brutal, demented, sadistic monster named Ariel Castro and did not see freedom again until 11 years had gone by. Michelle Knight, who along with Amanda Berry and Gina DeJesus were held captive by Castro at his Cleveland home. They were freed, of course, in May. In August, Castro was sentenced to life plus 1,000 years in prison. By September, he had killed himself. He could not, however, even if he had wanted to, obliterate the ordeal that he subjected Gina and Amanda and Michelle to. Michelle tells her story to Dr. Phil McGraw. In this moment, she describes the time when Castro immobilized her.
So he gets you in this room. What did he tie you up with?
One of those orange extension cords. I was tied up like a fish, an ornament on the wall. That's the only way I can describe it. I was hanging like this, my feet, and I was tied by my neck and my arms with the extension cord going like that.
Oh my God. So he tied your hands and feet and also around your neck and hung you.
The interview airs tomorrow and Wednesday. Dr. Phil joins us tonight. So, Dr. Phil, it's remarkable that Michelle was able to talk so openly about what happened to her. Did it seem like, I mean, was it easy for her to talk?
You know, Anderson, I was very surprised because I was concerned that she was going to have a difficult time because, like so many others, I was able to see her do her statement in the courtroom and then a statement that was on YouTube, and those really do not tell you who she is. Everyone had said in the media that she was intellectually disabled, and I wasn't at all sure what her ability to talk about it was going to be. When I sat down with her, I found that she was intelligent, she was articulate, that she just really was forthcoming and candid about the things that she had to say. This is a very well-spoken young woman.
We also, in your interview, learned more about just how demented this guy Ariel Castro was, and I want to play a part of that where she talks to you about him throwing money at her. Let's play that.
Great. Did you fight him at the time?
At the time, no, because I was shocked.
You panicked, just froze?
Yeah, and the only thing I can do is cry, begging him, let me go back to my son.
What did you say to him?
I said, please don't do this to me. And he said again, you can't take me back. And then he threw money at me.
What was the significance of him throwing money at you?
He was obsessed with prostitutes. And also, he thought I was a 13-year-old prostitute. When he found out my real age, he got mad.
I mean, this was such a sick, demented man.
He not only brutalized Michelle physically in terms of raping and beating her, but he also terrorized her emotionally. He would taunt her about no one looking for her. He would play mind games and set up seeming opportunities for her to escape. A door left unlocked, a chain that was not properly connected. Then he would make a show of leaving and sneak back into the house to see if he could catch her trying to escape. And if and when he did, the punishment was swift, it was brutal, and it lasted for days and days at a time.
There were also periods of time where she would be left all alone. I mean, no food, no water, no bathroom for days, right?
She came out weighing 75 pounds, which was just a little over half of her body weight when she went in. And he would leave her with nothing to eat, nothing to drink. And she had like a small can, a coffee can, that she would have to use as a bathroom.
What did she say about her relationship with the other women that she was held captive with, Gina DeJesus and Amanda Berry? I mean, how quickly did she meet them? What was their relationship?
Well, we know that she was taken first, and she spent almost an entire year there on her own. And she had to deal with this animal, this monster, one-on-one through all of this time. About a year later, then the second girl comes in, then about a year later, and it wasn't exactly a year, the third one comes in, and it seems as though, particularly in the early going, he kept them very separate.
Was there ever a time that she tried to escape? I mean, could she, other than these kind of set-up manufactured times?
You know, Anderson, there were times where she felt like she could get away, but quickly these things would disappear for her. understanding that he kept her chained up, either a chain around her neck, her waist, or her ankles most of the time. But she did everything she could to get people's attention, and the tactics and strategies that she used to negotiate this man and try to keep herself alive until she got a chance to escape were very impressive. I mean, she used tactics that you hear Homeland Security and the FBI using. I mean, just instinctually she did that.
You know, one of the things I always wonder about people who have been kidnapped or in this kind of a situation is how you survive, you know, day to day, week to week, sometimes minute or second by second. Did she talk about sort of mentally how she would escape or what gave her that will to survive?
You know, it's astounding to me that she had the strength that she did. Now think about this. He's chained her to this pole around her neck and her waist, put a motorcycle helmet, straps it tight, closes the visor, and leaves her there for days and days at a time. It's cold, it's damp, it's filthy, it smells. She couldn't lay down. There wasn't enough play in the chain to lay down, so she would just lean into it and pass out, essentially. And then she would wake back up. And she says that she was referred to as the unbreakable one. She fought him every step of the way. She would fight back. She would challenge him. She would argue with him, and she would pay the price for it. But she said that she knew that after having seen his face, that he could not let her go. So her goal was to stay alive one day to the next until she got a chance to get out of there.
Well, part two of our interview with Dr. Phil is tomorrow night. One other note, Dr. Phil's staff has set up a trust fund for Michelle and made a donation to it. You can get the details on his program tomorrow.